Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to manifest multiple desires all at once. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. We have a big video for you today. I had a follow-up conversation with one of you that had questions around manifesting multiple desires. And this led to the questions of, should I be specific or general when imagining it, when assuming it, when scripting it? And this also led to the question, well, what's the difference between ego desires, like for a lot of money or for 2 or 3 specific persons that they're interested in, right? Or whatever it is, right? The ego desires versus desires of the higher self or of God or divine desires, like world peace, feeding the hungry, being kind to others. All of those are great desires. But remember, we're going to talk about this today. Desire is desire. It doesn't matter. There is no such thing. The specific desire doesn't determine whether it's a, quote, ego desire or a desire from the higher self. All desire is a divine urge, innate urge or impulse to know yourself as source, as a creator. So the idea of ego versus higher self comes from, are you in a state of lack and non-fulfillment, trying to make something happen? Or are you desiring it from knowing that you are source, from fulfillment, from the idea of expressing your fulfillment versus seeking fulfillment in the desires? Expressing your desires as fulfillment versus seeking fulfillment in them. And all of this discussion came up today. And she's following up because she goes, 2 out of 3, Tom, are done. And we talked about this idea of, well, list your desires. Make a list of 3, for example. That's multiple desires, right? Over 3 days, read them, feel them, love them, and then allow them to manifest. And she has 2 out of 3 that she has manifested. I want to talk about what she did in this idea today as a technique, but really as who you are, right? She's the power. So let's talk about all of this today and more. Remember, stop nickeling and diming that expression, right? God, source, all that is, or you as all that is. In other words, what do I mean by that? Stop creating and manifesting the experience of weakening your limitless power to create and manifest the absolute and unconditional life of your dreams. How do we do that? Remember what Neville Goddard said, and I pointed this out in a video a few days ago. We do that by transferring the power that you are, the power that we are, to the external thing. Remember Neville Goddard said that. We're transferring it to the desires. Right? This whole idea of one versus many, right? Multiple versus one desire, specific versus general, or ego versus higher self, that's all made up. She was saying that she went to many coaches that said, no, you should only focus on one, and that you got to be specific, right, about it. But if you get too much resistance, go general, and the idea of Abraham Hicks, right? Or you shouldn't want, ego desires can't manifest because that creates resistance. She heard all of this and was just mixed up. Remember, that's giving your power away to these ideas, to others, to coaches, to people that are telling you things, to the external things, to your desires, all of it, right? Stop giving that power that you are, transferring it to the thing or the processes or the manifested desires or the ideas that others have, what's right or wrong or good or bad. It's not about specific or general, or one or many, or ego versus higher self. Stop thinking and walking on glass around who you are, around your desires, around creating. You're sort of tiptoeing and trying to be careful with things when you're source. You're absolutely limited. That's why Jesus said, do you want to be healed? You know my favorite scene from The Chosen, that show. at the pool of Bethesda, the metaphysical masterpiece that these guys created with this show, The Chosen. Jesus says, you want to be healed? Well, then let's go. Pick up your mat and walk. Stop tiptoeing around creation. Stop tiptoeing around who you are. Right? It's none of that. We're going to show you this today. These are just ideas. They're not necessarily right or wrong. They're just someone's limiting assumptions. That, okay, you should only focus on one thing at a time. Okay, maybe you should go general. If you go too specific, it creates resistance and you can't get what you want. Okay, that maybe you should focus on higher desires of God as opposed to just wanting money and lovers and whatever you want, right? So we're going to go over all of this today and more. Stop transferring the power that you are to the things that you want. That's big, right? Stop transferring the power that you are, as Neville Goddard said, to the things that you want or desiring. Stop transferring the power that you are to the external circumstances. Stop transferring the power that you are to the made-up rules of manifesting in life. Stop transferring your power to the temporary thoughts and feelings that mean nothing other than the meaning you give them. Stop transferring your power to the processes and techniques. Stop transferring your power to the psychics, the tarot readers, and astrologers. Stop transferring your power to the coaches, to the gurus, and to the YouTube channels. Right? We're here always just to point you back to who you are, just to remind you. You're the power, right? You are the power, the genie, the magic. You are the source, the substance, and supply. This is powerful today. All desire, hear this, whether it's one or many, is that innate God-given impulse or urge to know yourself, who you are, experientially as all that is, as that limitless awareness or consciousness or I am. Desire is the livingness of life itself. It's the isness of reality to know itself through beingness. It's God, all that is, the great I am, to know itself through its Son, I am awareness, through the beingness. It's the natural impulse and urge of consciousness to be conscious of something. And what is that something? It's self. Because there's only one thing. It's consciousness. There's only God and there is no other. I am the one. It is the one. It's the one law. It's the one reality. It's the one source. It's awareness, to be aware of itself. That's the thing. Your desires, hear this, are you being aware or conscious of or knowing yourself as the creator, as one with the creator. It's a translation of that innate desire, impulse of life itself. That's desire. We're the ones that judge all of that and create all of these 3D physical mind rules around it, right? So this urge, this impulse, or this desire is the will to live or exist as life. It's the livingness of life as source, as the one. It's God's will to be, to exist. Just as when you say, I am, you exist and will always exist. As I've said many times before, you can imagine almost anything, even your death experience, your transition. But you can't imagine that you don't exist. That's what desire is. It's that will to live. It's that livingness of life. It's the will to be. It's God's will. It's free. It's spontaneous. It's uninhibited. It's limitless power to express itself. That's what free will means. It's that free will to live and exist as source. Do you see this? Just as God as the isness of reality, as existence itself, as life itself. In the beginning, God, just exists. Nothing before, nothing after, it just exists. Just as God is glorified, as Scripture talks about, the metaphysical meaning of this, of course, through the Son. In other words, through beingness, through that I am awareness, through that livingness of reality, the isness and then the beingness or livingness. The Son, or all that is, or that I am awareness, hear this, is glorified through you, through the Son of God, through the Son of Man, you as the Son of Man, you in the physical experience, through your multiple desires, hear this, to know yourself as that limitless, multidimensional, all-powerful, all-knowing being that you are. Or in other words, that personality as the Son of Man. That personality that you are right now is the same personality as the center of all that is. Wow. But we create up all these rules. We create all these rules around it, right? Wow, we limit ourselves and our power. There you are as the center of that one divine mind, as the center of creation, as the center of all that is. You, as a unique individualized personality or essence or frequency or vibration of all that is. But it's the same conscious personality that you are right now that you believe is a physical body and a physical you walking around. It's the same. But here's the difference. When you take it personally, seeing yourself as separate, limited, you create the experience of the little me. The little me that feels outside of this divinity. The little me that feels stuck in the manifested frame, the physical conditions and circumstances, or the matrix, right, of the 3D physical experience. That's really what attachment means, right? We feel limited and attached to this physical existence, limited, separate, having the feeling that we're not going to get what we want, or we're going to end up with what we don't want. That's powerful. As the unique personality and center of source, you express the fulfillment and power that you are through your unique and personalized desires. Wow. Just pause for a second. As this unique personality or center of source, you express the fulfillment and power that you are through your unique and personal desires versus seeking fulfillment and power in the manifested desires and wishes. Wow. That's what makes the difference between what you might call an ego or a lower mind desire and a higher mind desire. Is that what are you seeking it from? Are you seeking it as the unique personality and center of source to express the fulfillment and power that you already are? Or are you trying to seek fulfillment? Are you trying to seek fulfillment and power in those manifested desires? So it's not the desires themselves that are the definition of ego versus lower mind versus higher mind. It's what's your motivation, what's your urge, what's your impulse behind that desire? Is it the innate desire, the impulse, your God-given desire to know yourself as source, to know yourself as power itself, to know yourself as all power, all fulfillment, all knowing itself? Or are you seeking that power or knowing in the manifested desires and wishes? Wow. That's powerful. That's huge. Specific versus general, one versus many, ego versus higher self, it means nothing. It's made up. It's not saying that it's wrong. It's just someone's view that, yeah, you should go general, not specific if you feel resistance, or you should only focus on one at a time. That reduces, quote, resistance or attachment. Or you should want higher things of a higher self. That are more meaningful, that are defined from God as opposed to the ego or those lower desires. That releases resistance. No, what creates resistance and attachment is your belief that you're going to not get what you want or you're going to end up with you don't want. It's that simple. It means nothing. All desires are of God. It's the desire to know yourself as life and existence itself. Everything else is the circus, as I've said many times. Go specific or go general, but just go. Just go. Pick up your mat. Let's go. All right? That's what Jesus is saying, right? Let's go. 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 Know that your faith has made you heal. Let's go. Pick up your mat and walk. Just go. Desire or choose one, or choose many, or don't choose, or Or don't choose anything. It doesn't matter. Just choose. Choose not to choose or choose. Desire money, desire cars, desire lovers, desire success, desire world peace, desire kindness, desire to feed the homeless, desire unconditional love. It's all God. It's all the desire to know yourself as source or as the creator. Whether that desire, whether that looks like a cry for help or an extension of the love that you are, it's all an expression of God, of love, of fulfillment. Wow. Whether it's a cry for help that looks like it's a negative desire or want, or whether it's an extension of the love that you are, it's all the same. It's all God, knowing itself as God. Wow. Powerful today. So this is the creator that we had a follow-up discussion. Tom, 2 down, 1 to go. This is so much fun. She's having fun now with these desires. Over 3 days, 3 desires. She wrote them down. She's got 2 in the 4th day, I guess, or the 5th day. Right? Make a list of 3, then write them down. It can be more. I'm just playing with the number 3. Right? The 3 is that divine number. That means it's done or completion. As well as the number 7. Make them 7 if you want. Doesn't matter. Make them any number you want. But read them and love them. That's what I told them. Love those desires. Know that that's your divine urge. There's no judgment on them. You don't have to be specific or general. You don't have to do one or many. None of that matters. Within that 3 days, she received an invitation. Hear this. This was a big one. She calls it big, right? To spend Thanksgiving with her specific person. The first one, the first holiday together in their relationship. Wasn't sure, it was uncertain, right? Thanksgiving's just around the corner. Then she got unexpected money for a spa trip that she's going to make between the Christmas break, right? Big money gift that she got early, right? Doesn't receive money gifts normally, right? This is big. And then she has a third one that she wouldn't reveal. Go and tell no one. She remembers that video where Jesus says, go and tell no one. So she's telling no one. Almost immediately, right? She got a text in the morning from her SP. That was almost immediate. Right? The next morning from creating this list and loving it and just reading it and feeling it and being it. That's how to manifest multiple desires at once. All at once. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/BeSomethingWonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, anywhere on social media at either Be Something Wonderful or Tom Kearin, and for being part of our membership channel. We have more content coming. We're going to schedule our next live stream on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. All is coming very soon. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.